Last time, we followed Goku's training in Otherworld. Clearly he's grown a lot, learning a bunch of new techniques, and most importantly, learning how to utilize the Super Saiyan form. But of course, this isn't nearly the end for him. Where is he going to go from here? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 4 of What If Bardock went Super Saiyan against Frieza. Goku begins training on Earth with Super Saiyan. It's much easier to use this in normal gravity. It made pretty much anything easy. Even in the 10 times gravity on King Kai's planet, that was made way easier. I mean, obviously that's just math. So imagine how it would be on Earth. Although he's focused on a different type of training with this. Yeah, he does want to grow stronger, but he comes to the conclusion that the best way to do that is to just train the form to be more efficient. Although that's not all that he's working with. He's also training with other things too. You know, Kaioken, Instant Transmission, the Spirit Bomb, even practicing the Fusion Dance, which is another thing he learned in Otherworld. Going to King Kai was great, but it was even greater to go to Otherworld, not just because he got to see Grandpa Gohan again, but also because all the great warriors he saw there taught him so many different things. He even does dabble in training Gohan a bit, although he's way far behind where he was normally, especially because he's actually in school now. He never actually missed school and just went to school like a normal kid, since there was pretty much nothing preventing him from doing it. But he's actually doing exceedingly well in school right now, so Chi-Chi's actually a little bit more lenient, letting him train with Goku a bit. It could be great because it could help him in after-school sports later on, or maybe even a tournament, which would be a great way for him to win some money. And Goku also convinces Chi-Chi that extracurricular activities like that are great. So this way, he's able to train him a little bit more, since he pretty much hasn't done anything yet. We also didn't get to see much of Piccolo in the last part though, so let's go over to him a bit too. He's been secluded, having trained a lot more himself. We discussed him briefly last time. But he's kind of in a weird spot. He knows Goku's off doing something that he's not privy to. He's somewhere where he can't be sensed, so it has to be somewhere off Earth. And he wonders if maybe he's gone into Otherworld or something. He was with Kami after all, and Kami would probably be able to get him there. Piccolo assumes that, and that's also the worst case scenario because that means Goku's learning so many things that Piccolo won't even know about. But one day, he does sense Goku's energy. He's back on Earth. He feels him training and then realizes that there's a significant gap in power, and Goku's not even at his full strength just now, which concerns Piccolo because he feels it rising as Goku's still training. Is the gap in power really that big? Is he going to even be able to close that ever? It seems like it's impossible. Goku's grown so powerful now. And just as I mentioned last time, Piccolo's kind of given up on the idea of killing him. He wants to just surpass him, secure his victory over Goku. He loathes the fact that he can't grow any stronger, and he wonders what his options are here. Of course, this doesn't mean he's going to give up. If anything, he's going to train harder, but he doesn't know what to do now. If Goku is truly off planet and somewhere like Otherworld, then there's no hope for Piccolo to surpass him. At least not with his normal training. But he has no other options right now. The only thing he can think of is getting the Dragon Balls and wishing for power, but he's a bit too prideful to do that too. It is a last resort, but then he wouldn't feel like the power's earned. He's just using it to grow stronger than Goku. He doesn't need that power, but that thought does stick in the back of his mind. He knows it won't be fulfilling, but he knows it's an option still. But Piccolo senses another power approaching him one day, and it's one that he hasn't sensed before. It's definitely a strong power too. Alongside it is a smaller power, a noticeable one, but still a much smaller one. But it's the power of someone who might have given him trouble long ago. And that other large power, he doesn't know what he's supposed to do against this, assuming immediately that it's a threat. Because as he looks for the power, he realizes that it's coming from something in space. He sees something enter the atmosphere, a spaceship maybe. It lands not too far away, and the powers immediately start approaching Piccolo. Whoever that is must be able to sense his energy too. He tries to lower it, but it's already too late. As the two people approach him, Piccolo immediately questions them. They have some weird devices on their face. Piccolo doesn't know it, but they're scouters, and these two are Paragus and Broly. They just got into the solar system, and this is the first planet that they're going to check out, because it seems to be the only inhabited one. They haven't given Frieza much info yet, but they're going to start here. Paragus and Broly turn off their scouters, and it's strange, it's a Namekian here. Piccolo has no clue of what they're talking about, but he asks them why they're here. They're simply looking for other Saiyans, and Piccolo tries to hide his reaction. He knows exactly what they're talking about. He has been observing Goku from afar, and at that point when he did get back here on Earth, Piccolo had overheard that he was some sort of alien called a Saiyan. They're looking for him, and Piccolo wonders why, but he's not going to give away that info easily. For all he knows, these two might be here to kill Goku. If anything, that's his goal. Well, maybe, but still, despite being unsure, Piccolo's not going to let anyone else do that. Maybe these two are invaders as well. He doesn't know anything about the Saiyans, he just knows that Goku is a Saiyan. He doesn't even know about the Namekians either, obviously. That was pretty much all he heard in that conversation because Goku never mentioned anything else. So he says there's no Saiyans here. And he comes up with a good lie on the spot. He does know he's a Namekian. And he tells the two that he's the only alien here on this planet. It's a peaceful civilization of Earthlings. And he's not sure why they're here or what they're looking for, but they're not going to find it. And immediately after, Goku teleports right in next to Piccolo. Well, so much for that lie. Goku immediately senses these powers from far away, and asks who Piccolo's new friends are. Paragus can't believe it. There's no doubt about it. This guy's a Saiyan. Why was that Namekian lying to him though? And more importantly, who is this Saiyan? And it takes Goku a bit too, but he realized that these two are Saiyans as well, wondering why they're here. Could it be that they're here on behalf of the Frieza Force? He knows Frieza did employ some Saiyans, but why would they be still working with him? He killed all of them, didn't he? Something about this isn't adding up. And to make things even stranger, not too long after Goku shows up, Paragus then sends Broly to attack him. Great, he knew the Frieza Force would probably be a threat on Earth, but he didn't know that there would be Saiyans coming here too. Why would Saiyans try to kill him anyways? He's a Saiyan too. And he tells Paragus this. Why are they fighting? And Paragus just tells him to be silent. Of course, Paragus is supposed to tell Frieza that he did find a Saiyan, but instead, he decides he's going to kill Goku himself. And he actually has a reason for this. He knows Frieza is using them to find other Saiyans. Paragus knows that he's being used. He wants to buy as much time as possible. If Frieza found out that he found another Saiyan already, that could be the end for him and Broly. Now, of course, if they did tell Frieza they found another Saiyan, they don't know for sure what would happen, but Paragus assumes the worst. Maybe Frieza wouldn't find them useful anymore. Maybe finding one Saiyan is enough. Maybe he'd have them try and find more, but that first option scares Paragus. He can't take that risk because it could lead to his death. Frieza can't know that another Saiyan was here. Plus, he'd rather just destroy the Saiyans himself. He hates what they stand for, even if this one isn't related to Vegeta. That's not the main reason he's doing this, but it's a nice little added bonus for him. And as Broly starts brawling with Goku, Piccolo then starts fighting Paragus. Paragus can barely defend against it. He hasn't trained much, but he has trained a bit more at the Frieza Force. To think a Namekian is this strong, he thought they were peaceful. Why is this one able to fight so well? But he looks over to Broly. Broly is definitely doing very well against Goku right now. At first they're fighting pretty evenly, but Goku starts losing a lot of ground. Somehow, Broly is growing during battle, and Goku doesn't know why or how. But he can also tell something strange about Broly. It's almost like he's losing control. This whole time it's been like he's just been fighting on behalf of his father. It doesn't even seem like he wants to fight. But the second he started fighting, that uncontrollable rage and power took over him. And Goku tries to pry for info, but nothing's working. Especially because he doesn't even get a chance to talk. Broly is starting to greatly overpower him, and it forces Goku to do something that he didn't think he'd need to do yet. He goes Super Saiyan for the first time in a true battle. Piccolo and Paragus stop mid-fight. Paragus can't sense it, but he could see it, and he could feel the sensation of the ground shaking from Goku transforming. And the pressure from that aura coming off of him. It's enough to leave him completely stunned. Is that a Super Saiyan? Wait, it all makes sense now. That's why Frieza had them come to this planet. They sense a weird spike in power at some point, and maybe this was it. There's another Super Saiyan out there. Piccolo was momentarily shocked too, but knew Goku was hiding some sort of greater strength. And as Paragus looks on in fear and amazement, he then instinctively pulls the remote out of his pocket and presses the button, electrocuting Broly. But at the same time he does this, Piccolo hits Paragus with one attack that knocks him completely unconscious. And Goku's about to land a finishing blow on Broly, but Broly's then electrocuted by its collar, and then he falls to the ground. What the hell was that? Goku flies over to Piccolo and asks if he's okay, and Piccolo scoffs at that. That guy was a weakling. But the one Goku was fighting, what's going on with him? Goku has no clue himself. He thought Piccolo might have had some info. And Piccolo's a bit pissed. Why would Goku immediately come over here when he sensed another power? Well, Goku was concerned. He knew somebody bad might have been coming to Earth, so he wanted to just be sure. Plus, when he senses a big power, he kinda wants to see what's going on anyways. And Piccolo says that nosiness is gonna kill him one day. And then he realizes, wait, how did Goku get over here? Did he teleport? It's a long story. And now Piccolo's really curious as to how strong Goku's truly grown. Especially after seeing that transformation too. But he has no time to ask. Broly and Paragus get back up. Clearly not ready to fight anymore. And Goku's the first one to try and get some info out of them. Goku asks why they're here in the first place. And Paragus of course isn't gonna say anything to that. Piccolo calls Goku a buffoon. And Goku says to chill out, he's just trying to get some info. Please, if they want info, Piccolo's gonna have to do it. He grabs Paragus by the neck and intimidates him, screaming in his face and asking why he's here. And just to up the intimidation factor, Piccolo's eyes start glowing as he charges lasers in them. He tells Paragus he has 5 seconds to answer before his head gets blown off. And Paragus is quaking in fear as Goku kinda chuckles at it. He honestly didn't know what he expected with Piccolo, but he kinda knows it's an act. Or at least, he hopes so. And Paragus starts explaining everything, as Goku keeps an eye on Broly too. And the second Goku hears that Frieza's involved, he immediately tells Paragus that he's being misled. Paragus does know deep down about this, and he tells Goku he had a suspicion, but he doesn't care. It's the only way they could survive. He didn't expect the people on this planet to be so strong, much less expect to see a Saiyan here. But Goku tells Paragus everything that he knows. He heard this right from another Saiyan, the one who rebelled against him, Bardock. Frieza was the one to kill the Saiyans. He blew up planet Vegeta. Another thing that Paragus had a sneaking suspicion about. But now it's confirmed to him. Goku urges them to listen. Frieza is just using them. He killed most of the Saiyans. He just wants to finish the job. They're a means to an end. And it's because Frieza's scared. He's scared of another Super Saiyan rising up. His father was the first Super Saiyan to rise up against Frieza, and now Goku too is a Super Saiyan. That's what he was using to fight Broly. So it's true, the Super Saiyan exists. Paragus thought it was some legend, but apparently there have been 2 so far. Goku says he hoped this day wouldn't come. He didn't want Frieza to come here. He didn't want Earth to be in peril. And he didn't want to seek Frieza out either. That didn't seem right. But now that the time has come, he knows that Frieza will be here eventually. Paragus feels an overwhelming mix of emotions. He's angry, and he doesn't really know what to think either. And Broly of course feels just as mixed about this too. Goku says he knows the Saiyans are a prideful people. From what little he knows about them, that's kind of what it seems like. He doesn't care about that Saiyan pride, but he knows they must, right? Why are they working against each other? They should work together. But Goku learns that Paragus is wronged by the Saiyans as well. And Goku's not too surprised. The Saiyans weren't great people. But he tells Paragus to look. He doesn't care about avenging the Saiyans or anything. He just wants to make sure Earth is safe. It's a peaceful planet. He's not some great hero or anything, but he knows that he has the ability to do that, to protect this planet. And as a fellow Saiyan, Paragus must have the same goal, right? Shouldn't he want to get rid of Frieza too, regardless of what the Saiyans did to him? It's not like that makes Frieza innocent. He shouldn't be working alongside Frieza. Besides, they're both Saiyans. They should work together. Plus, Goku notes that Broly has an amazing power, and in their brief battle, Goku saw he couldn't control it, and he wants to work to train him too. He doesn't like how Paragus was treating Broly either, electrocuting him to make him stop. Goku has a better way. He says it'll be much better if they're allies rather than enemies. And reluctantly, Paragus decides he's going to stay here. He has no other choice. Clearly he can't win against Goku and Piccolo. So killing Goku isn't an option. Going back to Frieza might work, but that's also not a good option either. So instead, they have to come up with something to keep Frieza off their trail. They tell Frieza they're going to nearby planets first before they search this one. He can see they're on Earth and Paragus says there's not really anything here to note. He's going to start looking around the rest of the solar system too, but it's going to take a little bit of time, especially because some of the planets are so large. They need to continue looking, especially if they want to be thorough about this. And Frieza believes it, but sends some soldiers to check in and quote-unquote help them. Paragus hopes that this is going to buy them at least a few months of time alone here on Earth. But as for Frieza, he's giving them a few weeks. If they don't hear back in that time frame, Frieza will know that something's up, which is exactly why he's going to send some soldiers soon enough. And it's like Goku said, he doesn't necessarily want to fight Frieza. Of course, having a strong opponent like that might be pretty fun for him, but not if it means putting his friends and family at risk too. He has a much different outlook on Frieza here than normal. Everything has gone so differently, and that's exactly why. The influence of Bardock and King Kai, that's really what makes Goku feel a lot different about Frieza. Everything he's heard from them is influencing his thoughts here. But he knows that Frieza will come here soon. It's pretty clear after Paragus contacted them. Paragus and Broly coming here in the first place basically sealed their fate. There's no doubt about it. Frieza and his army will be here eventually. But Goku thinks they could beat him, especially if he tries to utilize Broly's power too. It's far too dangerous right now, and they're going to need some time to train with it. But Goku has a great idea. A few days have passed so far and he's gotten to know Paragus and Broly better. Paragus is still very cold and it's a very awkward relationship, but as for Broly, Goku can tell he's a lot more gentle. And Goku wants to take Broly under his wing. He's going to take him to the Room of Spirit and Time. It's a perfect place for him. That way they can train in great conditions, and they'll have more time to train in general. Although he does note one thing, they need to stay far away from the door because if anything goes wrong and the door gets blown up, they're going to get trapped in there. Even worse, he can get trapped and betrayed by Paragus. He doesn't want that. Jokes aside though, Goku is going to try and tame Broly's power. Piccolo kind of wants to be left out of this for now, and goes off on his own again. But he wonders to himself, when did he fall so far behind? Maybe he's been doing it all wrong. Maybe it's because of his solitude. Weeks and weeks pass. Goku now thinks that Paragus has cooled down a bit, but he does need someone to watch him while he takes Broly into more intense training, including while he's in the Room of Spirit and Time. Krillin and Ten return to Earth too, since Goku of course tells King Kai what's going on. Obviously they've grown a lot stronger and even went into Otherworld just like Goku too, picking up on a few different techniques just like Goku did. If it helps him, it could help them too. This Frieza guy sounds terrifying, but Goku's not too worried. They'll find a way to win. Funny enough, they might even have Piccolo on their side. And amidst all this free time, Paragus decides to just read everybody's powers on a scouter. Broly's power is completely unreadable, not really too surprising. Although it's weird because these are newer model scouters, so they should be able to pick up those high powers too. But he picks up everyone else's power. Goku's at around 2 million before heading in the Room of Spirit and Time. Although he's obviously far stronger with Kaioken and Super Saiyan. There's also Krillin, who's at 1 million, and Ten's not too far behind at 900k. A little weaker than Krillin due to his late start, but pretty much around his level. And then Piccolo's at 100,000. Chaozu's also there because he has still been training with Kami, he just never went to King Kai's planet. He's at around 30k, and as for Paragus, he's at 20k, but he still does have his tail though, although he's not too sure what a great ape like him would even do against that. Hopefully, all this is enough to defeat Frieza, and this is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see more videos like this, or if you just want to help out the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.